Yeah, I guess the future will be televised. You within range of your greatness, graciously be advised. We tapped into inspiration, generational kind, and moving mountains for the gems they could never find. We take the dive a little deeper every single time. We let the art in every single thing they go behind. In every scene to bring the greatness out. Whatever it is, please just make it count. Then tell the story to the world when you make it out. You are now within range. You are now within range. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
You are now within range.
That's all I know.
You are now within range.
That's all.
You are now within range. You are now within range.
All right, back with another episode of the Within Range podcast. Snoop Beastwood, Dom Juan, the Ear God's with us.
Yes, sir.
And actually, the Ear God is with the person we're interviewing today, which we don't say that a whole lot.
Little change of pace for us, dude.
Yeah,
like
for
it.
real.
Never let them know your next move.
Never.
For sure.
Yeah, boys. I mean, we are technically an Arizona-based podcast, but clearly we're not afraid to, go outside the borders.
Not at all.
See what other, music is sounding like in other places and tapping into new artists.
Just got a new passport in the mail, dude. We'll go international.
Let's go.
So, but yeah, we're taking it to the Midwest for this one, 219 to be specific. We've been following this artist for a few years now, really since the first year of the pod.
Couple, yeah.
But he's an up-and-coming legend in his city, I would say. He continues to make waves. I'm excited to learn more about his story and journey and just, find out how he got to where he's at today.
Absolutely.
Right? So, representing Gary, Indiana, B4E. Mr. Popping Out in Vegas, so I'm looking for a cheap flight. We are here with Loom in the building today.
Yes, sir. What's up, fellas? What's going down?
My dog.
Dude, thank you for joining us, man.
Man, hell
I don't know
yeah.
if that intro was good or bad, dude. I tried.
Man, hey, it was excellent. It was superb, man. You outdid yourself, man. Straight up.
Hell yeah, Loom. No, man, we appreciate you coming on, and this has been something to make. And I think we reached out to you. I don't know if it was in that first year, but we've been keeping up, obviously, and we've been waiting to have you on, bro. So thank you.
Well, yeah, thank y'all, man. I appreciate you for sure. I've been, tapped in for what y'all been doing as well as what Drew been doing, man. I just love the elevation. The elevation is key, bro. Most definitely. And
For
just
sure.
like meeting y'all like this shit raw as hell. Like, I fuck with this.
Appreciate it,
We'll
man.
get you out
Yeah.
here one day.
Yeah,
man.
we'll get you out here. Yeah, if
we'll
you
be
come
in
out
person
here.
at some point.
Hey, man, look for the cheap flights, bro. I'm out there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
I
right
love
next
that
to
line.
Vegas, dude. Right
That's
next
why-
to Vegas.
That's why I
dude.
love that line, because he said, Mr. Popping Out in Vegas, so I'm looking for a cheap flight. I was like, bro, even being in Arizona, I'm looking for a cheap flight
I
to
was like,
Vegas.
one of us, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're one of the
Right.
guys, dude. So,
Hell yeah, that shit damn near like within driving range, ain't it? Like 3 hours or something?
Four,
Yeah.
roughly?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
but
that ain't shit.
these days we're getting older, dude. You gotta just pay the man and get there in an hour.
Pay the fee.
Just pay the man. I
I'm
like
not
that.
sitting on. Yeah, no.
Man, but all right, Loom. So let's take it back a bit, and we just want to verify and make sure we have information correct, as we like to do on the show.
Sure.
But from the east side of Gary specifically, right?
Yeah, most definitely. East side, definitely.
Are we talking like Miller Beach or Etna, or?
Not that far east. I'm like east side, like right by like the project. So it's like the east side split, Broadway split everything, as y'all know, type shit. So it's like I'm like right there on Missouri Street. So that's like right by Dewey Miller Projects. They closed it down. They just, they knocked it down.
Dewey Miller Projects. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Yep. They knocked it down a few years ago. So, it's like a little landmark gone type shit. But yeah, I'm right there by like the pavilion. You got Missouri Street, you got the projects, and then you got Old Marchtown and New Marchtown. So I'm like right there, Old Marchtown off 19.
And so what would you say, for those who don't know Gary or aren't familiar with it, how would you say the east side differs from the rest of Gary? Anything specific about it, or?
I would say, bro, the east side definitely has like it's like restrictions for sure. It's poverty restricted more than like the west side, I would say. You could tell the west side is where like the money used to more so I would say circulate better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A lot of people on the east side, and this is just, based off like my history with the east side. My grandfather moved there in the, like in the 70s and everything, in the 60s.
Okay.
So I'm like, my crib been around like for 60, 70
For a while,
years
yeah.
and it's still standing. So like the east side, it was based for like people who used to be like mill workers and stuff like that. That was like more generated on that side, like people that was like in Miller, like bro said, who had jobs and everything like that. They just migrated to that side because it was cheaper, it was more affordable, everything like that. And then you got people on the west side where it's like, I would say like that was more like the scholastical side, in my opinion,
right?
Because you had like the more doctors, people who like probably worked outside of like the Gary Bay system, going into like the early 2000s.
They would say, right? Like
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's a good. I feel like that's a good term to put it.
Yep. And and some of those houses were amazing. Like you got like some of them were like I think even some of those houses over there on the west side are like more historical based cribs where you can't even knock them down.
Yeah, I think they have more historical value. Yeah.
Yep. So
Freddie Gibbs probably got a house on that side, maybe. Is Freddie?
Nah, Freddie Gibbs from the east side. Freddie Gibbs from Virginia Street.
Oh, he is from the east side. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Me and Freddie grew up around the corner from each other. Like my cousins know him, type shit.
Whoa, wait, what?
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, like so Virginia is like right by my middle school, like by Pulaski. So you got Pulaski, and then you got like Virginia Street, you got Pennsylvania, all of that stuff right there. Because, the east side is all states.
Right.
And then when you go past Martin Luther King and you go into like off Central and you go into like my hood, it's Missouri Street right there. So I'm like within walking distance from where he grew up at, like maybe like a 10-minute walk.
Okay.
Type shit. Yeah. 5-minute drive. If that, like a 3-minute drive.
Man, so was he like an OG back then, or was he like someone that, I mean, obviously people knew about, or?
Yeah, people fucked with Freddie for sure. Like niggas, like shit. I know I still fuck with Freddie. You know what I'm saying? Definitely,
for sure.
Right.
He's a legend, definitely from the city, and especially like just like the accolades he was just able to obtain secondhand and like leaving the crib is definitely like appreciated on my behalf. But as far as like people I knew, they actually knew him personally, so like they always gave me like the personal side of him, like in school and stuff like that. So they didn't really talk too much about like the music or like the rap shit, but it was more so like just his upbringing and like who he used to be, like politic with, the personality and stuff like that. So yeah.
To me, it's always interesting when you get to know somebody personally before the music really starts to pop off. I really feel like the music doesn't really start in the city that they're from. It usually cultivates outside. Yeah. And then the being at home, it kind of just is like a validation of like, he's from here. He is doing things. There's proof in the pudding. Yep. Now we're gonna respect him and we're gonna fuck with him.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly, bro. For sure. I hope I answered your question for like the East Side.
Yeah.
part.
No,
Like,
you did.
Absolutely.
Man. You did, and then some, bro.
Yeah.
And so, I think one of the next things I want to ask you is, from what I understand, I think was it about like when you were 12 years old, you were in a band? Is that kind of when you first got into music?
Yeah, bro. That's crazy. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Ideas doing, yeah. Okay, I appreciate that. Hell yeah, for sure. I would say I first got introduced to music, bro, on some weird shit. Like, it was more so like I grew up in a household, like my mom didn't really listen to rap. So when I was growing up, she listened to like a whole bunch of R&B and gospel. So I literally grew up from like the age 0 to like maybe like 10, listening to like Luther Vandross, like Diana Ross, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Denise Williams, because she from Gary, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up listening to like a whole bunch of like Denise Williams, like Teddy Pendergrass and gospel songs, because my mom was like a big gospel fan and everything. I didn't really know like the artists like that when I was a kid. I just knew like the rhythms and like the songs and stuff like that. And then when I became like 11, I never forget my cousin on my pop side, he gave me a Death Row CD. And he was like, bro, you know who Snoop Dogg and them is? I'm like, shit, I kind of know.
You're like, I've heard of them.
It was the one, exactly, bro. I think I know what you're talking about. It was the one with it was Suge Knight, it was Pac, it was Snoop. They had their faces on it. It's like a monumental picture,
right? Yeah, it was like the four of them. Right? Like
it was like a black background and shit, and people be using it like using their heads on it, kind of how like Wiz did with like the old shit for cushion orange juice. Like people be using that picture for that. But he gave me that CD and was like, man, go bump that shit. I went to the crib. First thing I did, I didn't take off my shoes, bro. I popped that bitch.
When you walk in the house with your shoes on?
Exactly. And you know you're getting it. You know what I'm saying?
It was worth it.
It was worth it, bro. It was worth it. And it was a CD. It wasn't like it was like no Bluetooth. It was a CD and I had to pop it in a CD player and shit. So I put it in there. Bumped that shit from track 1 to like track 7. It was like 17 songs on there. Bumped it all, and I just became a rap fan from there. And I think the band is why I think I fell in love with music at. Like I would like from 12, like from like 10, 11, like them first 2 years, I was just like a fan of music, and I think in seventh grade when I joined the band and like started doing more deeper dives into like just the more rhythmatic and like how music can transform into different places other than just the ear. I think I started like falling in love with music more, so to say.
You started deconstructing the science of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But, so how'd you get into the drums?
Man, it was one of them things where like they was like, shit, what y'all want to play? And I was like, man, I'm gonna play the coolest thing I think I feel like it is in this motherfucker. I'm gonna play the drum shit. And it was like that.
That kind of makes sense in your production style and how you rap on certain beats. I could tell drums are very heavily influenced which is typical in hip hop music, but I think for you specifically, you rap very specific on certain drum sounds. So I feel like that kind of plays a part in
That's crazy.
when you started learning the drums.
That's crazy that you say that. I think that is true, bro. Cause I wasn't even like a big snare player. I played like a lot of things outside. I played the entire percussion section.
Right.
So I played the timpanis, the congos. That was like my favorite instrument of the drums, like playing the congos. I played the bass drum. I played the cymbals, all of that. Like I was a cool like set player, but I like experiencing the other sounds and like the other pockets that it gives to
Percussion
the song.
in general.
Just percussion in general, because I feel like it's more of a hidden gem when you can find like those claves and you hear that in the song and you like, that stands out, or like that keeps a rhythm that you like don't hear but feel. And I think that's probably what you're speaking at, Drew. Like, yeah, that's crazy that you say that for real. Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, we'll get into the music, but I feel like the EP that you released just recently, there wasn't a lot of snares on that.
It wasn't. It was a lot
I noticed that. Okay, it starts to kind of make sense. Full circle moment.
Damn, Drew. Okay, the ear guy was listening.
Yeah, it's like that for a reason. He called the ear guy for a reason, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So Loom, between the music and you discovering your talents there, between that and then you played a bunch of sports, right? I think basketball, track, cross country.
Yep.
Did you lean into the sports and the music at the same time, or like usually for most of us, you start playing sports as a kid? So did you always have that passion?
Yeah. I think my passion is kind of like for like athletic things and like art in general were more so like one and the same, I would say. And they kind of derive kind of at the same time. Like my first thing I want to do, I want to be a boxer. Like I just love like the art in that shit for some reason. I'm like,
who are you studying, man? Like Tyson? Or are we talking like
Sugar Ray?
Hopkins,
like it was like Sugar Ray and them because he had like that flair when he fought. That shit just looked cool. Like he didn't give. It was super nonchalant, but he was busting your ass.
Boxing gloves. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, Sugar Ray was tough, bro. Yeah. He was tough.
Yeah, he was super tough, bro. Like that and like just being like a cartoonist was like the first things I like wanted to see myself doing. You know what I'm saying? So
sorry, you said a cartoon?
Yeah, like drawing cartoons and shit.
Yeah. Wow. So who are you drawing? I mean, anything?
What got you into that?
Like Looney Tunes, like as a kid.
That was the shit.
Like Daffy Duck, like Tom and Jerry, like all of those like super animated ass characters, like they used to make me like want to just draw them. So I used to just like draw characters that I thought that would look cool on the shows. And then I would just draw them. Like I'd draw Daffy Duck, I'd draw Bugs Bunny and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then it just took off from there, and I was like, this shit, this shit is pretty cool for sure.
Man, so even though you were an athlete, you still like had an artist, or you loved art. It sounds like whether it was drawing or music, like you always had like a draw to that.
For sure, right? Art was my first love. Like anything art related was my first love, and then like I said, the athleticism came in from that to the point where it made me want to start hooping more. Like I got a court that just like I was like, yeah, I want to be a hooper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I want to play basketball. Watching Kobe, watching T-Mac and all of them, I'm like, yeah, these niggas are shit. Like I gotta hoop. AI.
Dude, I was gonna say, I ran cross country and track in high school as well, and basketball is a whole different level of cardio, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Big up to you for like having those as your main two sports, because I was good at cross country, but it was like something I found myself being good at. It wasn't like I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna be the best cross country runner. Right. It wasn't like that.
You just on a side quest. That was my mission, my main mission, my main quest. You were on a side quest, like that
shit was like the side mission on GTA for me, bro. Like I wasn't even trying to do that shit. Like
You just get like a skin for your car on that one, yeah.
No cap.
Okay, so when you did track, then did you run like distance and stuff, or like were you kind of like mixed, or did you?
Yeah, it was.
Did you do like sprinting?
It was all distance for me. I wasn't like a super fast runner like that.
Wow.
I ran the 4x4. I ran the mile, but I was pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like, I used to come in. I came in top 10 in my city out of like 200 people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nice.
So you were below 5, well below 5. You were like probably like 440 something, 430.
hell yeah, bro. I used to
Nice.
be smoking shit. I ain't gonna lie, but I did. Like,
Yeah,
I won.
shit, that's crazy.
For sure, I won.
430 is crazy. 430
It's
sounds
like four-
crazy.
I was
bro.
a sprinter.
No, 430
I was a
something-
sprinter, so I didn't know about long
Dude,
distance.
430 something's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Believe it or
bro.
not, I did track with Dom actually 7th grade.
For real?
Yeah,
How was that?
yeah, he
I
kinda-
did- I
he
did
kinda
all-
convinced
I
me
did
to
all
do it.
through middle school and high school. Yeah, dude, track was
Didn't you
awesome.
do the
That was-
200?
Dude, I did the 100, the 4x1, the 200, and then the 4x4, which I hated, dude. Because anything like
The
I was-
400's torture.
dude, anything more than a 200 for me as a sprinter, I
Right.
was like, that's too much running.
Yeah, dude.
It's just a full lap's too much.
It's your 100 meter pace for 400 meters, for
Right.
4 times
Dude,
as
like, how
long.
can you
It's
keep up with that shit?
inarguably
Right.
difficult.
I don't know why, but you doing
All
the
right.
200 always reminded me of that. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
Damn. So Loom. Okay, so Loom was a distance runner.
Mm-hmm.
So did you also run the brutal 800, man? Because no one liked running the 800.
I
bro.
didn't run the 800 because it was right by the mile. So my coach used to always tell me, I'm gonna let you do the 4x4 relay, which was 2 laps, and then I'm gonna let you get a rest so you can run the mile and be like smooth for that. So like my 4x4 was like a warm up.
Smart.
So yeah, she was definitely smart for that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like in hindsight, I get why she did it like that. Because if I would have did all 3, I would have been burnt out by the mile.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
yeah, no, you'd be cooked.
Yeah, I'd be cooked, bro.
Turn into 30 for 30 here.
So, but basketball was definitely my favorite sport. No like
point guard.
hell yeah, I was definitely like a
I was gonna say,
guard.
you seem like a point guard.
Us PGs know. Us PGs
For sure,
know,
bro.
I got
Yeah,
you,
you had
bro.
to go. You know, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
had to go guard. I just like being a facilitator. I just like passing. I was a pass first guard, so it's like scoring was cool to me, but I like setting people up. Like, all right, bro, bro, good on the wing, so I'm gonna watch him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get him off of
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? And then playing defense was going hand in hand because you got to get, you got to be able to make stops.
Right.
For sure. So.
Damn, so you're a defense and assist guy. I mean, dude, I'll play with those dudes any day of the week.
For sure. I always
guy,
got
dude.
picked up for that. Like, yeah, I'm just like, let me get bro, because I know he going to pass the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah.
And play defense.
And play
you know?
defense.
Same thing happens in 2K. You play one game and you give 3-4 assists and like and it's a game to 21 on there. They're like, keep him.
Yeah, that guy-
Hey, bro,
that
squad
guy-
up, bro. Squad up.
Yeah, squad up. Yeah, you get the party invites coming.
I'm
dude.
telling
It's
you.
coming.
Straight up, 5 a game at least. I was averaging 5 party invites a game, bro.
That's awesome. Let's go.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say, I feel like you.
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I feel like there's a respect level to repetition and building a skill set for you. I feel like there's something that you kind of look into that. I mean, a cartoonist, that's repetition, drawing cartoons every single day to making sure you can draw it better. Music, like you said, you were kind of learning the science behind music first after you became a fan of music. And then even just cross country, basketball, like all those are very repetition based skill sets that you can develop. And it seems like there is a respect level that you have for that.
100%. I definitely feel like being able to just master a craft shows a lot of like discipline for sure, and it also shows like a lot of desire to be able to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's not easy,
Right.
And there's different heights that you can be able to take things to. Like you can be good at something, but can you be great at it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could be okay at something, or like you can be able to, and I always look at it like this, bro. Being able to do something, but being able to do it and also teach while you're doing it is 2 different things to me.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of going to what you're saying, like just being able to just master a skill set to the point where like you're able to transcend it almost, you know what I'm saying? Evolutionize it, because it's different tiers to it. Like even like being a cartoonist, once you be able to become a good drawer, now you can be able to go into digital cartoons.
Right.
And you can be able to just elevate that skill set and then be able to teach again along the way. So you tackling 3 different facets of one thing and like and a journey of it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It never stops at just one thing.
It never
keeps
stops,
going,
bro. And
it
you always
evolves.
learn that way too.
Right. So wait, are you a person then that appreciates the process, or are you one of those people that like is never satisfied with your work but you just keep doing it anyway?
I think I'm both, bro. That's crazy you say that because I feel like I love the process, but I can find myself becoming, or I can say I used to find myself becoming frustrated while the process was happening, and then I had to learn that's the beauty of the process. Like there is no end goal really without that process in the making, and I feel like that's like the real like poetry of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's where the story happens. You know, because it's like you go from here to here, and then like where's the story at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you got like there is a cause and effect, but like there's really this only effect. Like there was no cause for you getting, you know what I'm saying, getting there. So I feel like the process is something that I have learned to appreciate tremendously, bro. For sure. Like it's not easy. It's better said than done, and it's always better said in hindsight. But the process is definitely like the work. You know what I'm saying? That I fell in love with type shit.
Let's go. I'm gonna give him a clap for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like an infinite game for you then, because it's like you're saying you're always chasing something. You know, it's like there is no end, but that's the beauty of it, is you can just constantly enjoy it, and who knows what's gonna come out of that. You know,
For sure, man. I don't want to find it either. I want to keep chasing that shit. Like, I don't
Infinite
really want
side quest.
infinite side quest.
chase the dragon.
I want to find gems along the way that keep bettering me and stuff like that. But just being able to be like, that's what I've been looking for forever. It's like, because I feel like it'll always be 2 years later. I'll be like, that's what I was looking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it's cool. I love the journey.
Nice.
I'm gonna keep enjoying it.
Awesome.
Let's go, man. Another thing that I kind of discovered in doing my research was the meaning of bold. And from what I understand, is that your brand?
Yeah.
If I'm okay. So correct me if I'm wrong in saying this, but the meaning of bold is make transactions so that you can transition, so that things can become transparent. How did you come up with that, and what, I guess, where were you at that point in your life where that was something that just came to you?
Man, that's a good question. To answer the first part of it, I feel like the whole meaning behind that is like just being able to realize and dwell in tranquility. Because I feel like that's something that minorities, and not even just minorities, bro, like people just of adversity, you know what I'm saying, kind of find their self like battling with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm just super big on tranquility, because I feel like you get to a point where you recognize why it's deserved. You know what I'm saying? So making those transactions so that you can transition is just like pretty much self-explanatory. It's just, you got to make a transaction so you can be able to evolve, break the atmosphere, right? Like,
Jerry, what do you always say? You got to make what you're saying?
Yours is a much better, like, more poetic version of it, but it's you got to do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro.
What you're saying makes me think, dude, it's like you appreciate as an adult those moments as a kid where you're like, man, my dad's just staring outside, or my mom's just sitting there staring off into space on the patio, and everything's quiet, and it's like, what is that about? And as a kid, you're looking for some entertainment. As an adult,
You're like, you understand why they were looking out the window.
Right.
You have no idea what's going on in that mind.
It makes sense.
That makes hella
You
sense.
appreciate peace so much more.
Yeah, you do, bro. You do. Just like sometimes you be needing that quiet. I be finding myself in the car. I ain't shit playing but the road. It's just like, it's just my tires hit that bitch, bro.
But the road.
You're like, I didn't realize my car had this much road noise.
Right. Like, right, you have to get them off-season
Brakes off,
tires.
brakes up, like-
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How long have those been squeaking, dude?
No cap, bro. No cap. Hell yeah. I'm going to steal that, bro. I'm a damn dad to steal that.
That's got to be a graphic on a t-shirt or something
Yeah,
like that.
bro. Hell yeah. Nothing but the road playing. I'm going to have that shit on the back.
Let's go.
Hey, send us some out here, Dad. We'll rock it.
I got you, man. I got y'all. Free merch for the homies, for sure.
Yeah. No. We got to pay for it.
It's crazy to think for the better part of a decade that I've known you, I don't think I've ever really heard that type of breakdown. Like, me and you have definitely talked about the brand and like the ideas and the goals that you've ever had for it, but actually the true meaning and broken down, like kind of what almost like the mission statement, but I feel like it even goes further and deeper than that.
Yeah.
What it truly means, and I fuck with that.
Thank you, bro. Most definitely. And just like another backside piece of it, I feel like it's just everybody being unapologetically them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when you can unapologetically be yourself, it's like you kind of like break past like this fear of like judgment, right? Where like you're not really worrying about if people like looking at your your outfit, like your shoes, or just judging your facial features and stuff like that. It's like you just being yourself, bro, and like you living within it. And I feel like that's just bold within itself. You ain't even gotta say nothing. Like just like that mindset and walking with that energy is like bold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't jumping off of a building and no shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like that. Yeah. But it's more so like, just being able to just live within that. And I feel like that's just tough sometimes, bro. Even it's not like a straight shot. It's not like I have that mindset all the time because you get weary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But just being able to keep that or have a certain level of consistency for that, I feel like that's the boldness of it. You know what I'm saying? And being able to recognize it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shit.
Were you always someone that had the confidence to be yourself in any situation, or is it something that you feel like you grew into, or was there a moment that triggered it for you?
That's a good one. I'm actually curious to know that.
That is good, bro. I say half and half. I feel like I was able to realize that I'm an outcast in certain cases, like, and I had to learn to live with it. It's like I'm gonna have like my own mindset about something, or like I found like my fifth grade teacher told me, she said, Anthony, you don't believe like shit really until you see it, huh? I was like, why you say that? It was like because of a lie. Like if the word lie walked in the room, you probably still would think it's the truth, probably, or something, right? I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that about myself.
Damn, that actually makes a lot of
his
sense
name
now.
is Lie.
It says it right there. I'm like, no, I don't know about that, bro. That guy seems a little bit like the truth right there.
I don't believe it.
You guys don't see the signs?
Right.
Literally, man.
That's crazy to think about because from what I remember when, for people that are, listening to this, I've known Loom for almost about a decade. We actually started meeting each other through music, through mutual friends. And now that I think about it, you were very similar in that way. It's funny because the group of guys that you hung around with at the time all dressed fashionably, they were all pretty well fashioned, but you always were the one that like kept it very conservative for the most part. It was always just like jeans and a t-shirt, nothing crazy. But I feel like once I felt like you started doing music on your own and started developing your own identity more, I feel like is when you truly got into more of the fashion. You started dressing like way more to what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
And then I think even too then when we were recording music, you're always the one that kind of like second guessed the direction where somebody wanted to go in or the songs that you were doing with somebody else. So it kind of makes sense now that it's the half and half. Yeah,
definitely, bro. It's definitely half and half. It was something too, I would say, when I was a kid, like I just like, I can say I appreciated like that I was different. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. But it's like when you so against the grain in certain areas and stuff like that, it make you feel like you like not accepted almost. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And like that is, I feel like where like the growing tool came in to answer your question. I feel like that's kind of like I always knew it. Like like I'm cool with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with being myself and stuff like that. But it's like you kind of like. Again, you hit those bumps, you hit those hurdles and stuff like that where, like, you second guess some shit. Like, I don't know, am I a little bit too? And then you try to fit in and stuff like that. You get that's why when you be on Netflix and you watching them damn shows where it's like the teenage kid, like they find they self like
connector, you
and shit like that. So I feel like it was more so like that for me too. Like, but a little bit more earlier on. Like in high school, it wasn't there. Like I kind of had like a good like. Grasp, but like early
self-awareness.
You know what I'm saying?
That's early, though.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, thank you.
High school is pretty early for that. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of people, especially like you see grown adults doing it, and then especially middle school, high school kids, like they hear that there's something or they get the sense that there's something, and they just think about that one thing, and it's like I'm an outcast, and that becomes their entire identity. You were just like, okay, there's part of me that doesn't fit in, and then you kind of like looked around to balance that. It's like, okay, do I want to do creative stuff, like, or what is that like? Am I okay with being myself? Yeah, I like this person. Okay, and then you make that a decision, but it's not your full identity that you're an outcast. You just have a different side to you, and I think that's something a lot of people don't do.
Yeah, bro, and like live within it, because it's like I won most popular in school. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I got that feeling in my mind of what I just told you. So it was like that was my balance. Like I was cool with everybody. Like I'm cool with the quote unquote lames, and then I'm cool with the niggas that you think is the most popular nigga in school. You know what I'm saying? Then my senior year, I win most popular because everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know me and shit. So it's like that's cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like you got that mindset. Like damn, like do I still kind of like be a little bit too left field in certain areas and shit like that, man. So it's like, but it's it all comes together, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. And I feel like it was something I was able to like identify and like tackle type